Hi Kirk, this is David Hefflinger giving you a little summary of what my formal report is going to be about. Um, I'm thinking you want just an outline of what I'm planning to do for the report, so that's what I'm going to give you. Hopefully that's what you want. My idea is for a company called Beloved Drums, as I had discussed with you about doing a business plan. I was thinking of doing a straight business plan, but I thought a formal report may not be the right median for that. So I thought, what if I did the investor side of a business plan? So thinking of trying to get investors, this might be some sort of formal letter sent out to investors, and then they would follow up with probably a personal meeting in order to discuss further the details of exactly what it would mean. But this would give them a very clear, concise summary of what it might mean to invest in this company. Starts off with the cover letter, so just the name of the company, what exactly it is, who it's prepared by, who it's for, followed by an abstract, just a quick snapshot of what might happen in the company, not what might, but what will happen in the company, and a little bit of what it's about. So Beloved Drums is going to be a completely custom drum company, very high-end drums. They will be expensive, but they will be very high quality, very beautiful, completely customizable, but also will have some signature series lines that will be more generic, still very high-end, but much less customizable, and then a line that will not be customizable at all. Abstract will be followed by an introduction. The introduction will start off with the goals and the purpose of the company. So what exactly are we trying to do? Like I just said, it would be high-end quality drums made for experienced drummers who know what they're doing. It will go into slightly what the drums will be made of, hardwoods, maple versus poplar versus mahogany, where they'll be sourced from. It's going to try and source everything locally. Hopefully hardware will be able to be sourced locally as well. Also the location of where it's going to be. So I live in Portland, but Portland is also a very good place to start a drum company. There are a few drum companies here already. Truth Drums is one of them. There's another one. The name is slipping my mind right now, but Portland has one of the second highest ratio of musicians to population, second only to Hawaii, which is kind of an interesting fact that I learned. Startup costs would be the next discussion in the introduction phase. It would be just a brief summary of how much it might cost to start the company. This one's a little bit harder because there is a lot that can be considered. A lot of tools are needed to make drums, and there's a lot of variation in what the quality of those tools may be. So a table saw will be needed, a lathe would be needed, multiple routers would be needed, a table router, hand router. All those tools can be purchased quite cheap, but won't last very long, won't make the drums as nice. Also can be very expensive. Lathes can range from a few $100s to multiple thousands of dollars easily. The next would be possible partners. One of the things that I would like to do with the company would be to have artists, local artists would make designs on the drums, and it would be a one-of-one design that would be copyrighted for that drum only, so nobody else could use that design on anything else unless that particular artist wanted more drums made of that pattern. Also would like to partner with blacksmiths to make hardware locally, also to customize the hardware, and possibly open up a storefront, which I'll talk about a little bit later. Kind of in the location thing would be Portland, but also would kind of be a partnership probably, because it would be more of a this is what you could get. The shop wouldn't actually be on the storefront is my thought. Moving along would be the analysis of the investment opportunities, explanation of the quality and the beauty of the drums. So go a little bit farther into why are these drums expensive, why would people want these drums. That would be going into stave drum shell manufacturing, how it's done, why it's good, bearing edges, hardwoods, things of that sort. Quality of hardware is very important. How many penetrations go through the shell, how many lugs and tension rods do you have on the drum in order to get uniform tension around the head, that kind of a thing. Why Portland? Like I said earlier, Portland has the second highest ratio of musicians to population. Happen to live here, that works out pretty nice. The storefront would be another consideration. That would be almost a separate entity of investment opportunity. To see, there would need to be a lot of research done exactly on where to put it, and what exactly it would be. My vision would be to have partially made drums there that people can look at, feel, can learn, understand what makes a drum, how is a drum made, why are different forms used, and what the best form might be for their application. The startup cost again varies. I'm thinking maybe 15,000 would be a startup cost, but honestly, probably would not be enough money. So I'm going to look into that further, try and figure out some more exact tooling cost. But that would go into the analysis of the cost of the startup. So again, analysis of all the investment opportunities would culminate with a 3-year snapshot of what is expected to be earned for the investors, what kind of return they're going to get for what they're putting down. The next would be the conclusion, just a little wrap up summary of everything we talked about, followed by what I call action plans. Would be, say I'd probably have 5 action plans. You give this much, I'll give you this much of the company if I was to take it public, but more realistically it'd be you give me this much, I'll give you this much percentage on return kind of idea. Lastly, we're excited, just showing where I got my information. What it'll be, like you have said, it's going to be somewhat fabricated, but also will have some solid sources for information, such as I found BLS.gov is where I got the information about Oregon being the second highest as of 2016 in ratio of musicians to population. So anyway, hope that's what you're looking for, Kirk. Hope you have a good night, and you'll see the report soon.